Bolling Hall Holt the Fourth has entered the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bo.
All right, I'm going to turn your microphone off so you can pull it closer to you.
All right.
Go ahead. Also, you have heard Suzanne on these airways before. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
She's not nearly as angry as Bo Holt.
No. I'm the calming influence, which is not really saying much.
I'm not angry. I'm passionate.
I asked him when he came in, I said, you heard this, Jack? I said, Bo, you've got to calm down. You cannot be so angry all the time. You're going to die. And he said, what did you say?
Me, I said, I'm surprised that there's not more people that are angry.
You said, I don't understand how everyone else isn't angry.
Right. And I don't.
What are you so angry about, Bo? I mean, you're in studio now. I can't hang up on you, but come on, tell me. Lay it all out there.
A lot of it's what you touch on about just basically the decay of society. I was raised a certain way and brought up a certain way, a certain way to treat other people, and I don't know, it just seems to me that we've just lowered the standards, and nobody seems to care.
And that makes you angry, not sad, not depressed. It makes you angry.
It does make me sad, but it makes me angry too.
I was telling Bo last night, we were hanging out a little bit. Bo and I have been friends for 21 years this year.
You put up with him for 21 years?
21 years.
I got underwear that old. What the hell?
Where did you guys meet? Your friendship can now drink alcohol.
School together. we were friends in private school. We both went to St. James.
Oh, okay.
So
she just liked me because I had a motorcycle, so I could go to Sonic and get us food, and nobody else could.
I liked you because you were the only boy that was nice to me.
Oh.
He was a very nice gentleman. That's how he was raised.
Was he angry back then?
Yeah.
Was he really?
Passionate.
So, see, it's not the decay of society, Holt. It's just your personality. You're just angry.
I saw you throw a fit in the gym over something that was being planned for a pep rally.
Now we're getting to the root of it. No decay of Western civilization in that pep rally. Mm-mm.
I actually seriously have no idea what in the heck
I do believe it is passion. I do believe it is passion. But as I was telling him last night, you have to channel that passion.
That's right.
You have to channel that motivation into,
all right, enough about me.
Well, look, I mean, I call you the angriest white man in America, and there's a reason for that. So, anything got you going today?
Angry.
I'm not angry.
Jack's not angry. Jack's like the least angry.
I'm very unangry.
I've never seen Jack. I've a couple times maybe seen him really mad, but
I've heard him on the radio get a little upset about things from time to time.
Yeah, every now and then. But we're on the radio. We got to be hyperbolic.
And that seriously, I wonder sometimes if people aren't over medicated and people don't. Anger,
you think that's why they're not angry?
Sometimes. I mean,
I wonder if they went to the pill clinic.
Yeah. They're all hanging out on the Atlanta highway, not getting mad.
Imagine walking in with frowns, walking out with smiles.
What if our founding fathers didn't get angry?
It's true.
Yeah, anger is a God-given emotion.
Are you founding a new country, Bo?
No.
Is this? Which one are you? You Paul Revere? You could go on a ride?
No, I'm just saying I think anger and passion are natural emotions given to us by God and can serve a purpose. Well, but yes, Suzanne's right. They have to be channeled properly. Sorry, Jack, I cut you off.
No, I'm wondering about this sociology lesson we're having here. Leave him alone. Maybe he's really not that angry.
Well, you mentioned the pill mill. Maybe he needs to go find a pill mill. I'm just kidding, bro.
Hell, if you find it, give me the number.
Well, don't go to this one because you mentioned it, and this is a WSFA story. Court documents indicate Dr. Shepard Odom.
Sonny Odom.
How do you know Sonny Odom?
He's been a doctor in this town for a long, long time. Used to be in with Jim Poteet. And then,
he was in with Gilberto Sanchez, too.
I wouldn't have been in with him.
That didn't work out very well. Going in a little prison time. Clank, clank. Dilly dilly. I know you love that expression, Bo.
I didn't know where in the world it came from.
I saw that on Facebook. Bo's like, what the hell is this dilly dilly thing?
I don't know what it means either.
Well, people don't watch commercials anymore.
You seen the Pit of Misery commercial where the guy breaks out? They're like in a medieval torture chamber, and they got this guy on an upside-down rack. They got another guy like in a little bird cage.
No, when I see stuff like that, I think it's like an ad for a stupid movie.
Well, it's an ad for a stupid beer is what it is, or a terrible beer, Bud Light. But the guy breaks out of the Pit of Misery.
They drink pretty good.
And he goes down to the store, he buys some Bud Light, and he breaks back into the Pit of Misery and starts handing the beers out. And apparently their cheer, for whatever reason, is Dilly Dilly.
Now, Suzanne, do you belong to Tom?
I do.
He's a good man. I like Tom.
Tom Dart.
What do you mean,
my
like
dad.
belong to Tom?
He's my dad.
Oh, I knew that.
He's my dad.
He's head of the Car Dealers Association, a good man.
That's true.
Through private school and several wrecked cars, I'll be indebted to him for many.
You can't drive?
Oh, I can. I
Just
couldn't
not very
drive
well?
as a teenager. No.
Why? What was the problem? Were you a
I was
distracted
taught
driver?
to drive by Bo. Bo taught me how to drive, and I
just had a terrifying thought.
Yeah.
Bo Holt on the road. You have road rage?
I sent you in 84 a video just yesterday.
I know. I saw it. You peeling out on leaves.
We did a little peeling out last night. We did.
Do you have road rage?
No.
Like, you get angry at drivers?
Absolutely not.
No, driving is a recreational activity for Bo.
Your father learned to drive go-karts.
Yeah, my dad.
Everybody in the neighborhood had go-karts back then.
My dad got me a go-kart when I was 4 years old, so I've always, been in something that was motorized. So
I need to get my kids a go-kart.
We had one. We had a big old backyard. We had a go-kart track. I mean, it was because all the kids and my parents were going to Point Clear one weekend to some convention, and my brother was, he was like 14. And we had a great aunt that would come and check on us, but anyway, do not ride that go-kart while we're gone. I was like, okay. As they're driving home, drive up in the driveway, I am on the go-kart. I got my little ass in trouble, but not bad.
I did that, but with real cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have road rage? Driving's fun to you?
Driving is fun to me, and I declined to answer the first question. I'm going to play the fifth.
I have road rage, believe it or not.
Really?
I not to the point of getting out of the car, but coming close to getting out of the car. Like if I'm sitting at a red light, which is my pet peeve in Montgomery, and none of them are synchronized. I mean, Dan's taught about that. Oh, he'll blame it on the state. Well, he blamed it on the state.
You didn't do it on the you didn't do it on the air.
But
you did
you'll get behind somebody who's like on their cell phone texting at a red light, and the light turns green. 2 cars ahead of them go, and you sit there and you honk the horn. And then they look in the mirror like you're crazy. Then they go, and those SOBs make the light, and I miss.
I hate that.
I want to just whip.
Look at his face. He's like furious.
All the time.
I brought up a bad memory.
No.
Well, no, it goes back to what I was saying
Somebody
earlier.
ran over his dog under that same circumstance.
Basic lack of consideration for other people.
Yeah.
People just don't think, and when they do, it's only about themselves.
And what is it about when people let you in, like in front, like you're coming out of a grocery store parking lot, and there's no light, and you're trying to get on the road, and somebody nice lets me in?
Yeah.
I always wave in the mirror like, thank you.
Always wave.
Exactly.
Always wave.
So many people do not wave.
Yes, show
and
gratuity.
acknowledge that you've done something nice.
You ever get this where they're on the phone and they just throw the pinky finger up?
Well, at least they acknowledge
something. Yes.
Yeah, at least they
That's a
acknowledge.
millennial thing. The least amount of effort.
Or
At least if they look at you and give you the pinky, that's one thing. But if they just give you the pinky,
and I hate when somebody is trying to turn left out of a parking lot. Like if I'm waiting at the light at the corner of Carter Hill and Vaughn.
Yeah.
Right there by CVS.
Yes.
All right, and I'm going toward South Boulevard or going, and
Jack Quest.
And there's a long line back there. And people are coming out of Starbucks at that little deal, and they want to go left.
That's right.
And they can't. And there's a long line. They can't see cars, and you have to guide them out, and then they'll just. And they won't even say thank you.
No, the one that gets me is when you're waiting to get on to I-85 from Taylor, and people blast by you on the left-hand side and then cut you off to jump onto the interstate.
What does black tie mean?
What?
What did you say? They what you?
They blast by you.
Oh, blast by. I thought you meant black tie. They come by in a dinner jacket or something.
No.
Keep it fancy.
They cut you off. They drive past you at 60 miles an hour, then cut you off right before they get on the interstate, just because they didn't want to wait in line like everybody else. I don't know.
And then you start singing that Gautier song, but you didn't have to cut me off.
I had no idea when I asked about road rage we were going to fill a whole segment, but I'm glad we did.
Drive safe, Montgomery.
So we got that out of the way.
Be courteous.
Suzanne joins us. Bolling Hall Holt the Fourth joins us. Jack Campbell, Baron Coleman, as we are here each and every day. You know what I had yesterday, Jack? I had the special from the Town Pizza Kitchen.
Say that.
I'm going to tell you about it a little bit later in the program, but just trust me. Gnocchi pasta, that homemade, handmade Italian ragu with the meat sauce.
And that probably should have been mine the other day.
Oh, my gosh. It should have been if you'd have called early enough.
The cream sauce.
I want to remind you of Midtown Pizza Kitchen and tell you a little bit more as we get closer to the lunch hour. But they're at the High Point Shopping Center in Prattville and the Zelda Place location right here in Midtown Montgomery. All right, guys, welcome back in. 38
I can't
minutes
talk
after
for about 3 minutes.
It wasn't that loud.
He turned it up all the damn way. These windows were rattling. Kenny jumped out of his seat, and he's 10 feet away behind glass, and he heard it. You can't do that.
Well, it's a good song.
It is a good song.
The Foo Fighters. I saw it live.
The Foo Fighters.
I don't remember what year it was.
Probably open for the Avett Brothers.
No, but the Avett Brothers played that same weekend. It was a hangout festival. I don't remember what year that was.
Where did you hang out? What city?
Gulf Shores. 2012, maybe? 2013?
Gulf Shores.
I don't remember when it was. 2011, maybe? I don't remember when it was. Anyway, it was a great, great time. If you ever get a chance to go down there, it's fine. Except you looked at the hangout lineup this year?
I did.
Awful.
It was pretty bad.
Awful.
Who is it?
I don't know. I
didn't recognize half of them.
Oh, I didn't recognize any but about 4 names on the whole list. It was awful. The year I went, it was Paul Simon, the Foo Fighters, Widespread Panic. This year, it's like...
Anybody with a YouTube channel now gets a song on the radio.
I'm telling you, something crazy. Oh, speaking of anybody with a YouTube channel.
Like that Friday song?
We'll play that Friday. Don't make fun of my Friday song.
I love the Friday song. In fact, it gets stuck in my head every Friday.
Yeah, it does me too.
For hours.
Rebecca Black song?
Yes.
Carolyn hates
I got a text during the break that someone had the Campagnola yesterday at Midtown Pizza Kitchen. Said it was blanking phenomenal. I'll leave that to the FCC-regulated airwaves. Also, the roasted red pepper dip deserves honor and praise. That's some tasty, tasty goodness. There was another foul word in there. It was as if Holt is texting me.
Goodness.
But anyway, so there it is. News and Views approved and listener approved. Listener approved. Midtown Pizza Kitchen, the generous sponsors of our number one each and every day.
Midtown Pizza Kitchen.
Did you guys happen to check the Islamist suicide plot to assassinate Prime Minister Theresa May? You know the irony in this is, just like a week ago, she was telling Donald Trump to stop complaining about Muslims.
Yeah.
And then now Muslims are trying to assassinate her. Assassinate. How famous do you have to be assassinated? Like if you got
Prime Minister level.
If you got killed, Jack, is that assassinated or is that murdered?
Probably murdered.
Unless he was assassinated for being on the radio.
Now
is it a motive deal?
I think it's motivation.
What if you get assassinated for being a jerk?
If they didn't want to hear Jack on the radio anymore and they took him out in the parking lot, I think that'd probably be an assassination of a radio host.
Is that accurate? Is it about why you got killed? Can you assassinate somebody randomly?
I think mostly assassinated people are political people.
Or public figures.
Yeah.
Can they assassinate you by holding your head in a bucket of water?
Only if it's that man who called.
How old are you?
70?
Well, damn. Anyway.
So that guy's angry. I'm not that angry.
Yeah, he was pretty angry.
So we invited Bo Holt up here today to prove that he's not angry.
That is true. Bo, I just kid. You're not nearly as angry as you come across on text.
I know. You ever been to his house?
I have been to his house.
Yeah, I have too. I've sat out on
I went to a
world famous deck.
The Gatsby party.
I went to the Gatsby
gin.
party. You didn't go to the Gatsby party. We're
No, but he brought a bottle of gin.
And I drank it. So
yeah,
it was like the perfect combination. Jack brings the booze and doesn't show up to drink it. I drink it.
Yeah, he shows up with nothing but his damn appetite. You at least should have taken a bottle of wine.
Come to my house. I'll feed you.
No, it was hilarious when Barron pulled up, because most of the time people pull in all timidly. I'm sitting out on the porch, and all of a sudden Barron just comes roaring in the driveway, like, make way for...
That's because that old Cherokee didn't have brakes.
I started laughing. It was like, Barron's here.
I know where I'm going.
An entrance.
I know where I was going.
It was a grand entrance indeed.
I think it was the first time I'd ever driven in your driveway, but I've driven past your house several times before then. But look, I could navigate the driveway.
Oh, you did it like a champion.
You threw a couple chicanes out there with other cars, and I just navigated them beautifully. I'm not going to be held back by parked cars.
Nor should you.
Bo throws great parties.
And I had to get up close to the house so I could be in the light, because I had to change. I was in jeans and a T-shirt or something before then. Had to put a suit on. So not only have I been to your
You
house, Bo,
changed in his driveway?
not only have I been to your house, I've been naked in your driveway, Bo. How many people can say that?
Butt naked? You don't wear underwear?
Well, no, I had underwear on, but I got down to my skivvies.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm glad I missed that. No offense.
Modesty may not be my strongest suit, Jack. No one could see me. I was behind a car. That's why I had to get up where I was going.
Right.
I didn't want to be
fancy
back where
duds.
people had an angle on me. I needed to be sideways so you guys couldn't see me.
I'm sure that's not the worst thing that's ever happened in that driveway, so.
Yeah, it's kind of like being at the Belks in Gadsden.
Woo! Woo! Speaking of, at 10 o'clock, John Giles from a PAC supporting Roy Moore will be here. Or will be calling in. So we'll get the chance to talk to John Giles. Who's this?
Hey, fellas.
Oh, now, Randall, not even the first hour has gone by.
I mean, who don't want to have a chance to say they talked to Bo Holt on radio?
That's a good point. He makes a good point.
Well, he's probably got Bo Holt's cell number.
Good morning, Randall.
Good morning,
Good
Randall.
morning, brother. Hey, Susan. Hey,
Suzanne.
Well, Bo, Suzanne, I'm sorry,
That's
Suzanne.
all right. That's all right.
Golly. But yeah, Bo, I mean, I just want to say I talked to you, and I love seeing you peel out. This is man, he is a movie star, and he got the laugh to go with it. I mean, you do need your own YouTube channel. That for real, Bo. You need it, bro. You need a YouTube channel. Somebody get this man a channel.
You flatter me. Thank you.
You have a YouTube channel.
I do.
Yeah, see, that's
Oh, you
what I'm saying.
do?
He's ahead of the curve. You just haven't discovered it.
Was that where I've been watching all this? Maybe where I've seen all these videos, all these movies and stuff he recorded in 2001, and I mean,
WAWM is his.
What's that?
It's W, Angry White Man.
what is the YouTube channel? This would be time to tell it, Bo.
I don't even remember the URL off the top of my head.
That's it. I'm going to find it.
Just search for Bo Holt.
Yeah, and Bo, I want you remember when
It's called Bolling Holt. Find it. I'm looking at it right now.
And Bo, I think this might be a good time to go and tell you. 84 is the only person who knows this. You remember about a week or two ago, I was supposed to come see you, and I texted you to tell you I wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah.
When I was pulling out the driveway headed to your house, my radiator busted on my car. I busted out laughing. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, steam just started. I mean, as soon as I hit the highway, I just got out of the dirt road car, got my other car, and I just put the tire on the highway, and the radiator busted.
Well, that's not good.
I busted out laughing. I mean, because all I thought about 84 hooked to your battery, you know. I said, man, I take 84. I said, you cannot tell Bo. I said, he takes this crap to heart. I said, but this is the best laugh I had in a while. Oh, goodness. Right when I said I was headed to Bo's house, the radiator just started steaming.
Well, at least you shut it down before you blew a head gasket.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it might have been a good thing that I was coming to your house. I might have, done it late that night and not seen it. And I would have ran it hot, told my car up.
Yeah,
so it could have been a good thing, I thought.
Appreciate it.
All right, brother. I'll see you tonight, so hopefully. We'll see you.
You know, one of the best videos in all of YouTube, I'm looking at it right now, only has 38 views. That's not acceptable. It's one of the best videos I've ever seen done on YouTube.
Is it a news and views clip?
No, it was where you had the Slim Fast and you had the woman at the end like, you lied!
Oh, I liked that one too.
He cracked open a Slim Fast and he had the camera focus in on where it said, 4 hour hunger relief or whatever. And then he was like, oh, and he had this look on his worried look on his face, and it cut to hey, I'll play it.
It's
only like 10 seconds. It is hilarious. There, that's Bo drinking the Slim Fast. It focuses in on the 4 hour hunger control, and then this happens.
Lies. Oh, lies!
George, you're on the air with Bo Holt, Suzanne, Jack Campbell, and Baron Coleman.
Thank you very much. I'm a big fan of everybody there.
Oh, well, good.
Thank you.
We're a bigger fan of you, George.
Yes. Well, that's all right. I like that. I know Bo is a big fan of mine. I'm a big fan of his. Anyway, I have a technical question.
Go ahead.
When somebody gets elected on December the 12th for the U.S. Senate, how long will they? When do they take office, and when is that term over? That's the main thing.
That term is over January of 2021.
Which means they will have to run, or the next election for that office will be in November of 2020.
Yeah, they're not running for a full term. They're running to fulfill
Jeff
the
Sessions.
term
It's
of
like
Jeff
2.5
Sessions.
years.
Yeah. It'll be a good little, it'll be right at 3 years, really.
And when will they take office? Immediately after the election?
As soon as it's certified, they'll go up and then they got to send
couple days.
They send a letter up to the Senate.
They don't turn it over to the Senate Ethics Committee.
Well, that's the problem is we don't know if Roy Moore wins, and I'm thinking right now he probably will.
The hypocrisy runs deep in D.C.
Well, I don't.
Are you a Roy Moore fan, Suzanne?
I am completely neutral on the subject
really?
because I'm fed up.
Who are
with
you
all
voting
of it.
for? Are you voting?
I'm going to do a write-in vote because at least I can walk out of the polls with a clear conscience. I know. It's boring.
No, it is a very interesting election, and where, everything that we've heard in the last 6 months has been up to the election, and I'm just trying to consider downstream what's going to happen next. Will Bo Holt stay mad about the U.S. Senate race, or if he's mad now?
I'm pretty
That's
angry.
the question we're all asking.
I'm pretty angry as an Alabamian that these are my choices.
Who is this write-in person you're going to vote?
She's going to vote for me.
There's two of them.
There are two candidates that have come forward as write-in candidates, and I don't know. I'm trying to do my research. I'm trying to be an educated voter, but
only one of two people is going to be the next senator. Which if you had to vote for one of those two, which would you prefer?
I'd keep it a Republican seat.
Okay, well then that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I hear too.
Yeah,
keep it a Republican seat. If he gets deseated, we'll hold a whole nother special election and go through this entire dog and pony show all over again.
I don't think that's going to happen in view of the fact that the national GOP is now getting on board.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that does cement his stronghold a little bit.
Yeah,
bit more,
I think it's a signal they think he's going to win. They got to work with him.
I think if more accusations come out against more senators and congressmen, then I think that how do you even go before an ethics committee with that amount of hypocrisy? I mean, are the people on that committee completely 100% free of all,
Bo, we got to talk.
He who is without sin will cast the first stone. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Appreciate it,
George.
You put a picture up on Facebook, Bolling Hall Holt the Fourth.
I did.
And it's the worst picture I've ever appeared in. Why did you put that picture of me up there? You could have blacked me out or something.
No, you want me to take it down?
No, I don't care.
It's not a bad picture.
Well,
you're definitely dressed in your.
I like people to think I wear a suit to work at least, not a sky blue hoodie.
From the gym.
Sorry.
You haven't even seen me stand up. It could be worse,
Oh, no.
All right, friends. All right, hang on. It's 9 minutes till the top of the hour. We got to take a little break. Don't forget at 10 o'clock, I believe John Giles will be joining us by telephone. Can't remember the name of the pack he's running. Some kind
Proven
of
Conservative.
Proven Conservative. How do you know that?
Because I get up and read the Drudge Report every morning, and AL Reporter, and WSFA, and the Huff Post, and the Washington Post.
See all those liberal rags she reads?
I read just about everything.
I read my conscience, and then we're ready to do the show. We'll be back. I'm not going to lie, it's my favorite Guns N' Roses song on my favorite Guns N' Roses album.
I'm not going to lie, I don't like Guns N' Roses.
Rocket Queen. I mean, this is a dynamite tune. All right, my friends, before we go back to the phones, I got to tell you real quickly about our friend Troy King, who is a... handling private practice cases right now and doing a dadgum good job of it. I myself have referred cases to Troy King over the years. I have great faith in his ability, and he's going to do a fine job on your case. I'm just telling you. He's just going to put everything he has into it. That's the way he does it. He doesn't farm it out to other people. He doesn't pawn it off on somebody. He stays intimately involved in your case from the beginning to the end, and you're going to really be pleased. I'm telling you. I got a lot of trust in his ability. And if you're hurt in any way, I mean, if you've been injured, if you're, hospital or nursing home or car wreck or truck wreck or whatever it is, don't try to handle that alone. You can try to handle it alone, but what ends up happening is you don't get what you deserve. The playing field's tilted in their favor because they got big, high-priced, silk-stocking lawyers like the one we have on line one that we're going to bring in a second on the other side, and they're doing their good work for their good client. Well, you go get a good lawyer for your side and tilt that playing field back in your favor. So, my friends, call Troy King, 215-4440, 215-4440.
Representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah, Jay Scott, he comes in every day and does that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Does that little spot. Chad.
How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
How you doing, Chad?
Now, I'm not going to comment on the specific allegations against Judge Moore, but I do have this comment to make. and that is you can always count on the Democrats to overplay their hand. Watching these commercials, they're now saying he has ties to white supremacist groups.
Oh, someone just sent me a mail piece. Where did that go? I can't remember who just sent that.
They did this at Sessions. They did door hangers with the Klan in the background in Dallas County back when I was, working on Sessions.
Now listen, this ad is paid for by Doug Jones for Senate, so he can't disclaim this ad, okay?
Right.
It even has a little union bug on it. Here's what it says. You think if a black man went after high school girls, anyone would try to make him a senator? That's the ad.
Oh my God.
That's the ad.
That is terrible.
It's just straight up racist.
Yeah.
and then having these people say he's a child molester, and then the other one saying, we know who you're both public, and we're going to know who you voted for.
Trying to vote shame.
I'm like, who is running his campaign? Because all they're doing is chasing people into Roy Moore's arms.
Yeah, Chad, those were all over YouTube. Those your voting records public. I mean, you couldn't watch a video.
Yeah, and John Merrill, I believe, said it was voter intimidation.
You can't watch Jack on YouTube without a commercial coming up. It's a 10-second every time. So anyway, it just amazes me, and I think I smell a whiff of more than a whiff of desperation in the air. And, they had that poll that came out this morning with 3,000 people polled that has more up by 7 points. And I've said this all along.
That sample's too large.
Doug Jones can't, that's a huge sample.
That's too large.
Yeah. But Doug Jones cannot get above 42, 43%. He's just stuck at that number.
He's a pinko commie. What do you expect?
Stop it.
Appreciate it.
Stop it. I don't want lawyers calling me.
Is Chad the high-priced lawyer?
No, Chad is not the high-priced lawyer.
Well, he is a high-priced lawyer, but
he's a good lawyer, but no.
Okay.
Did you say high class?
Well, both.
High class and high class, high price.
Low brow.
We'll see you later, Chad.
All right, guys. Take care.
We'll try to sneak Rusty in for the top of the hour. How are you?
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
What does that mean?
It's
means
like
hello.
hurrah.
Cheers. Dilly dilly.
Cheers.
I think it's kind of like the equivalent of, oh, hell yeah.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly. I got a question.
British.
Well, I think they were going after that
I think
whole
that's what
medieval
they're...
kind of thing. Yeah.
Hard to sneak him in for the top of the hour when we can't let him talk.
I'm trying to be Randall.
That's all right. Go ahead, Rusty.
I was just curious if we want to keep the seat a Republican seat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a right